everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to auto-generate donation acknowledgement letters using AI agent. So I'm an owner of an NGO and I receive a lot of donations in my NGO. And generating the letter of acknowledgement for each and every donor manually is very time consuming and hectic. So to solve this, I have created an AI agent using Pabbly Connect. How this AI agent works is, I collect the donations from my donor using Razorpay. So as soon as I receive a new donation in my Razorpay, automatically what is going to happen, an AI agent is going to generate the letter body. Okay, it is going to generate the letter with the help of the amount and the name of my donor. And as the content is going to be generated of the letter, automatically using Google Docs, the letter is going to be created. So now if you want to learn how to create this AI agent for yourself, for your business, then let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to auto-generate donation acknowledgement letters using AI agent. So as an owner of an NGO, I use Razorpay to collect donations online from my generous supporters. Once a donation is made, I use Google Docs to create a personalized thank you letter which includes the donor name, donation amount and the message of gratitude. I have automated this entire process by using an AI agent that generates these letters automatically, making sure each donor receives a timely and a heartfelt acknowledgement without any manual efforts. The automation will help me save time, ensure consistent communication, and allows me to focus on growing and supporting the mission of the NGO. And I'm going to create this amazing AI agent with the help of Pabbly Connect. For that, on a new tab, I'm going to browse the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. So I'm going to browse this website right over here. After browsing this website, you can see Pabbly Connect's landing page is going to appear in front of you. After coming to the landing page of Pabbly Connect, you have two options, sign in or sign up for free. If you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. I am an existing user, so I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right over here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. And in order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. After that, this dialog box is going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the name of the workflow and for us to select a folder. So firstly, for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to write it as... So this is the name of my workflow right here, AI agent to auto-generate donation acknowledgement letters, okay? After giving the name to the workflow over here, it is asking for me to select the folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created these many folders in my Pabbly Connect account. And from these folders, I'm going to select a specific one in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select AI agents as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I am going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is then created in the name of AI agent to auto-generate donation acknowledgement letters, and you can see that there are two windows in front of you. One is the trigger window, other is the action window. So what is trigger and action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means what is action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Razorpay. As with the help of Razorpay, I'm collecting the donations from my donors. And I want that as soon as a new donation is going to be made with the help of Razorpay, automatically the trigger over here should capture the response of that. And that is why for my trigger application, I have selected it as Razorpay. Trigger event over here is going to be payment captured. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with the webhook URL. Now using this unique webhook URL, we are going to build the connection between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect. For that, follow the steps given here below in the help desk. Firstly, copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, open your Razorpay account. So this is my Razorpay account right here. And my Razorpay account is on the test mode, you can see right over here. The same manner that I'm going to tell you right now, you can connect your live account to Pabbly Connect as well, despite the manner that this is a test mode account that I am using, okay? So now to connect this account to Pabbly Connect, from the left side, go to Accounts and Settings option right here. After coming to Accounts and Settings, under Website and App Settings, you can see an option Webhooks. Click on it right over here. As you're going to do that, you're going to land towards the webhooks page of your Razorpay account, on which click on this Add New Webhook button right here. It is asking for the webhook URL. For that, paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. After that, it is asking for the alert email, on which automatically the email is going to be selected. And for the action events, we have to select it as payment capture, as we want to capture the response of the payment, okay? So what I'm going to do is, for the action events, I'm going to select it as payment captured and click on this create webhook button in order to create a webhook. It says webhook saved successfully. As now webhook has been added in my Razorpay account, I'm going to go back to my workflow and it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether Razorpay is connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is, I am going to do a test payment. And after doing the test payment, I'm going to check whether automatically the response over here has been captured in my trigger or not. So now let us do the test donation. For that, I have created a payment page with the help of Razorpay. And this is the payment page that I have created, with the help of which I am collecting the donations from my donors. So firstly, I'm going to copy this payment link over here, the donation payment link, and open it in a new tab right over here. And this is the payment page. This is the donation page that I've created, with the help of which the donors can send me the donation amount, okay? After opening this page, now I am going to do the test payment. You can see it says test mode because I am running my Razorpay account in test mode. That is why this is a test payment page, okay? For the donation, I have two categories. They can either donate for education for unprivileged children or women empowerment. I am going to select the donation for the education of unprivileged children. For the amount over here, I am going to donate the amount as 90,000 right here. My first name over here is going to be Best and my last name over here is going to be User. Okay, so I'm going to enter the details. Next, it is asking for the email address. For that, I'm going to write it as bestuser@pabblytudes.com. Okay, so this is the email address right over here. And lastly, it is asking for the phone number. For that, I'm going to enter this mobile number right over here. So this is the dummy mobile number. After adding all the details, I'm going to click on this pay 90,000 button over here. As I've done that, it is asking for the payment, which I'm going to select it as card method right here. It is asking for the card number, so I'm going to enter the dummy card number. For the month over here, I'm going to write it as, this is the expiry date, that is 0529, and for the CVV, I'm going to enter a dummy CVV, okay? And lastly, it is asking for the card name. For the card name over here, I'm going to write it as Best User, okay? This is the card name. After that, I'm going to click on this continue button, okay? I'm going to click on this maybe later button over here. And as you can see that within few seconds, it is asking for the OTP. So I'm going to enter the OTP and click on this submit button right here. And within few seconds, you can see right over here, the payment has now been done successfully. As now the payment is done successfully, now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to open my workflow that I've created and scroll down. And yes, you can see over here, the response has been successfully captured in my workflow. Let us tally the response right over here. This is the order ID. You can see right over here. This is the phone number of the person, the donor. The name is Best. The last name is User. Email is bestuser@pabblytudes.com. The donation was for the education of unprivileged children. Method is card. If I'm going to further scroll down, this is the payment ID. You can see right over here. And if I'm going to scroll down, this is the email address. Currency was INR. And if I'm going to further scroll down, you can see this is the total amount, that was 90,000. Okay. So as you can see over here, the response has been captured in our trigger. This means that Razorpay is connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. Now, using Razorpay, I not only connect the donations amount, but I collect payments of a lot of things using Razorpay. And as soon as any payment with the help of Razorpay by any of the customers or any of the donors is going to be done, all the payment responses is going to be captured in the trigger. So as I only want this workflow should run when the donation amount is captured, so we need to add a filter in this workflow for this action step. For my action application, I'm going to select it as filter by Pabbly, and action event is going to be filter values. After selecting the action application and the event, as now we are applying a filter, I'm going to click on this connect button. Now over here, it is asking for me to select the label first. For the label over here, I am going to select this payment note, that is a donation. So if this note is either equal to education of unprivileged children or women empowerment, then only this workflow should be further executed after this filter step. So I'm going to select over here the notes as donation should be equal to, I'm going to write over here as education for unprivileged children. So if the donation note is going to be equal to education for unprivileged children, and I want to add an OR condition over here, for that I'm going to click on this OR condition, and over here for the select label, I'm going to again select it as the donation note. So this is my donation note, I'm going to select it, and for the value, I'm going to write it as women empowerment. Okay, so if the donation note is either going to be education for unprivileged children or for women empowerment, after this filter the further action steps is going to be executed. Okay, so I'm going to click on the save and send test request button right here. The status comes as success and the message comes as condition is true. Okay, so now after adding this filter, now this workflow is only going to be executed after this filter step if the payment captured is for the donations. Okay. So now after setting up our filter, my next step is, as I've received the donation amount, the name of the donor, as well as the cause that they have donated in. Now with the help of all these details, I am going to generate the letter of acknowledgement with the help of my AI agent. For my AI agent, I am using OpenAI. If you want, you can use other AI agents according to your requirement. We are going to add an action step in this workflow. And for the action application, I'm going to select it as OpenAI right over here. An action event over here is going to be ChatGPT. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you've already created before. After that, it is asking for the token. Using this token, you can build the connection between OpenAI and Pabbly Connect. To have the token, click on the hyperlink given here below in the help desk right here. As I'm going to do that, this API keys page of the OpenAI account is going to appear in front of you. And to generate a token, click on this create new secret key button. This dialog box is going to appear. Name the key, select the project for the key, as well as give the permissions as all. As you're going to fill in all the details, click on this create secret key button right over here. The token is going to be generated. Copy it from here and paste it over here in this token field. I've already followed all the steps and created a connection. So I'm going to select the existing connection from here. After that, I'm going to click on the save button right over here after selecting the existing connection. Then you can see this OpenAI is connected to Pabbly Connect. Now it is asking for me to select the AI model first. For the AI model, I'm going to click on the drop down. I use GPT-4o mini, but if you want to use any other AI models, you can definitely select it from the drop down right here. After selecting the AI model, it is asking for the prompt. Prompt is the text with the help of which our AI agent is going to generate the content according to our requirement. As here my objective is, this AI agent should generate the letter of acknowledgement towards the donation that my donor has done for my NGO. So now as I want to generate the letter, I am going to specifically write the prompt. You need to specify each and everything in your prompt that you need in the content that has to be generated. Specify all the things you need as well as you do not need in the content. So for the prompt over here, I'm going to write it as, so this is the prompt that I've written right here. You are an AI assistant helping me, Dr. Jesse Matthew, founder of the NGO Humanity Across Borders, in generating personalized donation acknowledgement letters. Your task is to create warm, heartfelt and professional letters to thank our donors after they make a contribution via Razorpay. The purpose of the letter is to appreciate their generosity and show how their support is helping us in our mission. Donor details, this is the name right over here. the amount and the donation cost. Please include the following letters: donor name, mention the donor's full name in the opening line, donation amount, clearly include the amount that they have donated, thank you message, express sincere gratitude and appreciation of their kindness and support. Briefly describe how the donation help our cause at humanity across borders. The tone should be personal, compassionate, and filled with gratitude. Make sure the donor feel valued and connected to the mission. Closing. End the letter with warm closing and include my name, email, contact number for any inquiries. My details, Dr. Jesse Matthew, email and phone number. The letter should be concise and limited to one page. Avoid using overly technical and formal language. Keep it heartfelt and easy to understand. Do not include NGO letterhead, address, date, donor address and details in the start. Just start the letter with dear and the name of the donor. So you can see over here, this is the prompt in which I have mentioned all the things that has to be generated and I have specified each and everything. Now over here in this prompt, it is asking for the name, amount and the donation costs. Now for the data of these fields, I'm going to map the data, which is inserting data from the previous step. So I'm going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. How it works is that firstly I want the name to be added. I'm going to select that data from here and these were the previous steps. As I'm going to click on this payment captured step of the Razorpay right over here, this is the same response that was captured in our previous step. As firstly, it is asking for the name of the donor. Over here in the response, I have captured the response of the first name and the last name of the donor. So I'm going to select the data of my donor. First name space the last name from my previous response. As for this donor, I want to generate the letter of acknowledgement for the donation that they have done. Now, as I've selected the data from my previous response, you can see over here this data is mapped. And as I've mapped this data, the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly, next it is asking for the donation amount. So I have received the donation amount right over here. So I'm going to search for the amount right here. And you can see this is the donation amount. But the donation that we have done right now as a test was of 90,000, okay? But in the response, it has been captured with 2 extra zeros. In Razorpay response, you receive the amount with 2 extra zeros. So you need to remove those 2 zeros. For then add an action step in this workflow. And for the action application over here, select it as number formatter by Pabbly. With the help of number formatter by Pabbly, we are going to perform a math operation. So that is why select your action event as perform math operation. Then click on this connect button. It is asking for the numbers. With the help of which number are we going to perform the math operation? My first number is the amount. So I'm going to map the rate of the amount right over here. This is the amount. And in the help desk it says enter the numbers here. You can enter the comma separated values to perform the operation. So let's suppose I have 100 and 200 and I'm going to add those numbers. So you have to add it in 100, 200 for it being 100 plus 200. Okay. So as I want to do the math operation, I'm going to divide this amount with 100. So I'm going to write it as comma 100 right over here. Okay. So as I'm going to divide 100 with this value of the amount, the 2 extra zeros are going to be cancelled. Okay. And the operation that I want to do is divide. So I'm going to select it as divide right here. And then I'm going to click on this save and send test request. And you can see the amount comes as 90,000. And now what I'm going to do is for this donation amount field, I'm going to map the data of the amount that we have captured in the response right now. I'm going to map the data of this donation amount from here. And lastly, it is asking for the cause. So for the cause, we have received the response as education for unprivileged children. So I'm going to map the data right here. So this is the entire prompt. After writing the prompt, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button over here. After clicking on save and send test request button, you can see we have received a response, which is a positive response in which we have received the message content. And in the message content, this is the letter that is generated by this AI agent. Dear best user, I hope this message finds you in great spirits. On the behalf of everyone at Humanity Across Borders, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you for your generous contribution of rupees 90,000 towards our Education for Unprivileged Children initiative. Your incredible supports makes a real difference in the lives of countless children who are in desperate need to access a quality education. You can see this entire letter is generated with warm regards, Dr. Jesse Matthew, email and the phone number. You can see the entire letter has now been generated. And this is the letter format as well right here. So as now this letter has been generated, I want to add this letter content been generated in the template that I've already created using Google Docs. So this is the donation letter template that I've created. And using this template, the letter acknowledgement should be created for my donors. In this template, I've added this variable right over here. You can see the variable is in the name of letter content. As in the first of this value and in the end of the value, I've added 2 curly brackets. And as I've done that, this is now a variable. And in place of this variable, I'm going to add the letter content. Okay. So now in order to create this template as a document, I'm going to add an action step to this workflow. And for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Google Docs right over here. An action event is going to be create document from template. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. As I'm going to click on this connect button, this window is going to appear in front of you on which I'm going to add a new connection. For that, I'm going to click on this sign in with Google button right here. This window is going to appear in front of you, which is asking for me to choose an account. So for the account, I'm going to select the account from the options over here in which I have created template document. So I'm going to select this account over here. As I selected the account, it is asking for the access of this account. For that, I'm going to click on this allow button as this is a safe process and my data is perfectly safe with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this allow button. And as I've done that, you can see I have successfully authorized Google Docs to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for me to select the template document. I have created a template in the name of donation letter template. So for the document over here, I'm going to select it as donation letter template. Okay. After selecting the template document, it is asking for the new document's name. The new document's name over here is going to be, firstly, I'm going to map the data of the name of the user, first name space the last name. And after that, I'm going to write over here as dash donation letter. Okay. So the new documents, those are going to be created from this template is going to be named first with the donor's name, best user, then dash donation letter. Okay. Then for the new documents location, I have created a Google Drive folder in the name of donation letters. I am going to upload these documents that are going to be created from this template in the folder donation letters. So I'm going to search for the folder and select it right over here. After selecting the new documents location, it is asking for the letter content. This is the variable that I've added over here in this template, that is letter content. And in place of this variable, I want to map the data of the AI generated content. So simply, I'm going to do that over here. Okay. After mapping the data over here in this variable, I'm going to simply click on the save and send test request button. So as I'm going to do that, you can see over here we have received the response in which we have received the ID, which is a positive response. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to open my Google Drive folder that I've created. So this is my Google Drive folder. I'm going to refresh this page from here. And as I'm going to refresh the page, you can see over here a new file has been added in my folder for best user donation letter. Okay. And you can see right over here, this is the donation letter that we have created from the template that we have already created in our Google Drive. And this was the content that was generated by my AI agent has now been added in this letter right over here. As now this letter is generated, if I want to share this letter towards my donors, as I want to share this letter to my donors, I have to have this file accessible to everyone. But on the top right corner, you can see it says private to only me. So as it says private to only me, every time I cannot manually make this file accessible to everyone. That will be very time consuming and hectic. So instead of doing that, what we are going to simply do is I'm going to add an action step to this workflow. And for the action application, I'm going to select it as Google Drive right over here. An action event over here is going to be share a file with anyone. As now we're going to make this file that has been created accessible to everyone. Okay. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you on which I'm going to select the existing connection. But if you want, you can add a new connection. I'm going to click on the save button after that. And next it is asking for the file ID. Which file are we going to make accessible to everyone? For this data of the file ID, I am going to map the data of the document ID that I have received in this Google Docs step. So I'm going to select the data of the document ID from my previous responses, map it in place of this file ID right over here. As I'm going to do that, after that, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button in order to make this file accessible to everyone. And we have received the response in which it says anyone with the link. And over here, you can see I've received multiple links of the document. And I can use these links in order to send it to my donor. Either I can send them the PDF letter format over here with the help of this link on their email. So I can use these links further. Okay. And if I'm going to open the document that I've created, now on the top right corner, it says public on the web. That means now this file is accessible to everyone. Okay. So as you can see now that we have successfully created the letter acknowledgement for our donors, this means that this AI agent has now been successfully created and now is working. So now to sum up till now what we have done. Over here the trigger is Razorpay payment captured. As soon as a new payment, a new donation is going to be done by my donors using Razorpay, automatically the trigger is going to capture the response of that. And over here this workflow is only going to be executed for the payment of the donation. That is why we have added this filter right here. And that this action step, that is OpenAI ChatGPT, using the details from the Razorpay step in which we have received the donor's name, donation amount and the donation cost, a content for the letter is going to be generated. And as the content is going to be generated by this AI agent, using the content, a document is going to be generated in my Google Docs with the help of the pre-prepared template that I've created using Google Docs, okay? And as to make that file that is generated accessible to everyone, as I can share this file to my donors, I have used this action step, that is Google Drive, share a file with anyone, with the help of which I have made the document that is generated with the help of Google Docs accessible to everyone. And now I can share this file to my donors directly, okay? So this is how I've created this AI agent to auto-generate donation acknowledgement letters with Pabbly Connect. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.